Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. We have an extra bonus, super secret episode number 4 with Anna Kelly. Hi, Anna.
Hi.
So I want to be very tactical in this video. I know we're short on time, but I want to tell the person watching this that winter is coming. And if it was Mike Zuber 2003, Anna Kelly 2003, heading into a recession, what were we doing to get ready for it? Because again, I believe winters are natural. I believe they are frankly healthy. I believe some people will be punished for bad investments and bad debt. But I also think you can prepare for them. So let's talk about getting prepared for winter. I think there's really 3 things you could do. So let's just break those down.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with you completely. There's seasons like we've talked about. Go back and listen to our first 3 videos. But you have to get educated and you have to say, listen, we're seeing a lot of warning signs in the economy over the last almost 2 years at this point. Yeah. You should have already been preparing for winter. But if you haven't already, what are some things you can do now before winter gets here and it's like a heavy blizzard, right, of snow? And so I'm kind of thinking back, on the fly of where was I before 2008 and 2009, and what do I wish I had done differently, right? Mm-hmm. One of the things that I saw was that my job might not be quite as secure as I thought it might be, even though I worked for one of the largest companies in the world. Mm-hmm. And I needed to start thinking about how can I create additional income if something happens to my job? So we'll start there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, number 1 for me is definitely, again, I lived through many recessions as an adult, but my most painful memories are when when I grew up, mom was stay at home, dad worked, when he was laid off. So I know exactly how that feels, and the stress and the financial strain. Yes. And the fights and the arguments, and it's just horrible. So yes. The first thing you should do is audit your job. The thing I would tell folks today is you still have a little window to go get that raise. Because again, we have 11 million jobs and 6 million people all looking at all of that. Go try to get a raise, whether it's with your current employer or changing careers. Number 2, I would audit your job inside your company, because I have had to make, over the last 15 years, tough calls, and it's pretty consistent, right? If you're in a sales organization or launching products and you're on a new product that doesn't have an install base and maintenance and all of that, those jobs go away fast.
Yes.
If you are in any other part of the organization, the closer you can get to revenue, the more secure your job is.
So smart.
Right?
So smart.
So protect your paycheck first. And then, as Anna says, number 2, man, if I had the side hustle is what it's called today. Maybe they were there and I didn't see them. They certainly weren't there in the greatest numbers, but there are so many side hustles you can do today. Take whatever your passion is and just start doing an hour on it a day. And over time, you will build tens and then hundreds of dollars of extra income, and then bank all of that. Do that now when the sun is still out. Don't try to start it when everybody else will, right? We double it unemployment. Suddenly everybody's going to create a YouTube channel or Etsy page or whatever. Start early, build your tribe early so that you're already a known entity when winter comes. So yeah, income, go protect it and go increase it right now.
Absolutely. And part of how you increase this, and maybe this is a number 3, is you learn to start living below your means.
Number right? 2, expenses, needs, wants.
I'm sorry. So many real estate gurus and financial gurus, like, you'll never make money living below your means. You have to make more. Well, they go hand in hand, or it's like 2 sides of the same coin. If I didn't learn to live below my means during the last Great Recession, I never would have had enough money to go invest and work on expanding my means and buying more real estate, right? So you have to do both. And that's really tough to do when inflation is 10% plus, right? But wherever you have extra expenses, unless you're making a killing and it doesn't matter to your pocket, if you are trying to become wealthy and to capitalize on the recession and just survive, you have to first cut your expenses everywhere that you don't need them, and then take that money to work to expand your means, do the side hustle, buy the next real estate deal that you can find that's a good deal. You have to do both.
Yeah, I wish I would have written more about this in our first book. It was in there, but I wish I would have dedicated a chapter or section or whatever it was to it. We did the same thing, right? We were living high in the hog. We were making six figures combined, which in the Bay Area is not much, but still we were. And we were spending 100% of our income. And once we decided we were going to do real estate, we wanted to buy stuff faster, and we didn't know what
Yeah.
was coming. But the whole reason we were to keep adding and thriving, even when banks stopped, was because we went from spending 100% to spending 50 to 60% of our income. Needs versus wants. Audit. Here's the real deal. If you want to have less financial stress, you need to understand what your disposable income is now.
Yes.
Most of you don't know, and that is sad. Go figure it out. Figure out what you're spending. Figure out what is left over. It's probably not very big, but try to double or triple that. You can either do that with more income, like we talked about, or you can cut expenses. There's only two levers, and I suggest both.
Right. Both of us do both.
Yeah, both.
You can't have one without the other, right? It's super, super, super important. Another thing that I would just say is you've got to exercise your grit and resilience muscles.
Yes.
More than any right decision that I made about what investments I bought, the thing that helped me to really go from financially devastated in 2008 to where I am today, by the grace of God, really was my ability to pull up my bootstraps, put on my big girl panties, not wallow in the mud when everybody else was and everything seemed to be falling apart, and saying, I am going to bounce back. I am going to succeed. I am going to do whatever it takes to figure it out until we're not only okay, but thriving economically. And you have to have that level of grit and determination to weather really hard economic times. And if you are not committed to that, no saving, no investing, nothing that you do is really going to make a difference until you make that commitment that, listen, I'm not pushing the easy button anymore. I'm not, turning it in because it's not easy like it has been in the last several years. I am going to commit that I'm going to work through the hard, and I'm going to commit that I'm going to come out better on the other side. And I think that's something that we can't miss.
No, absolutely. That's the final one. Is just, hey, winter is here. You can either wallow in the mud, as Anna says, or you can do the work and thrive. I really do believe winters are natural. You can either prepare and get in it. And again, if you're ready for it, winters are amazing.
Yeah.
Because what happens is all the people that didn't prepare suffer, lose their toys, have to make this or that decision. But if you're ready, you can do some amazing things. A lot of your wealth will be built. Like if you're in this for 10 or 20 years, a lot of your wealth will be bought during winters, and you have to have courage. The biggest thing that I had, because I did the work every day in 2010, which is my most active year for buying, was I looked every day, and I knew I was buying properties at land value or less. And I didn't understand why everybody wasn't buying, but they were all scared because because my market fell 75%. I mean, folks, did you really think it was going to go to zero? Some of you did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess I'll buy another one. Oh, I guess I'll buy another one. Just build confidence, build that grit, that determination. Because again, seasons happen. Good times never last. Bad times never last. Just get ready. So Anna, how can people find you?
You can find us here every week at One Rental at a Time and on my playlist. You can find me on social at Anna Kelly REI Mom, and my website for coaching and mentorship related information is at reimom.com.
Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.